Why does this not have a feature where I can like change the autofocus? Why? Is there a way of stopping that? Stop that. That's really disgusting looking. I don't want, I want that to stop. How do I get that to stop? Has no setting for that. If y'all know any way to get that from not happen, please let me know in the comment section. But anyway, all right, so originally, God, it's going to drive me crazy. I'm going to try to not look at it. I just keep looking like a ghoul every now and then, just glowing like Dr. Manhattan. Fucking stop, YouTube. You keep doing things that suck. Stop it. Anyway, I was trying to do something that was, because I had some art that I needed to do today, so I had my tablet. And I tried hooking this up to the computer, to Action, and then doing webcam. But it wasn't working. I couldn't do live stream with FaceCam and the iPad screen. So what if I just move this over here? Maybe it'll stop doing that. Maybe. It's not. Come on. Stop with the thing. Just adjust to my face. I'm a person. I'm a real boy. God, YouTube, you suck so much. All right. Now, is it going to be like that permanently? Is that what you're telling me? All right, well, whatever. And I tried to do where you guys could see what was on the screen and have FaceTime or FaceCam or whatever, and it wouldn't do it. It wouldn't, I don't know if, I think it might be the processing. I think there might be, hey, Nadine. I think it might be the processing, which is preventing me from doing more live streams with doing FaceTime, because even when I tried to do it without the screen on the iPad, it was just not, it just wasn't working. So I'm going to be doing some drawing while I talk to you guys. I didn't post a video today because I was rendering a whole bunch of videos, and they were large videos. I think it was like 20 gigs of rendering. So I wasn't able to post anything. I'm thirsty. Okay. So, there was something I was going to talk about, and I can't remember what it was. I want to kind of go over some of the things that people have asked me over the past couple weeks. People were asking, where are they? Go to my comments. People were asking me a lot of questions, and I'm getting a lot more emails for coaching, which is good, because I mean, it's something that I've been saying, hey, if you need help, ask me and I'll gladly help you. I've been getting a lot more of those, so that's been good. Let's see. I don't expect a lot of people to flood in to these. It took me like 3 hours to get this set up, because I don't have a permanent live stream setup, which I really do need. I need something that I can just hit play on, or hit record, or whatever, hit live. But I don't have anything like that. So every time I want to do a live stream, I have to take everything that I took down and put it back up. Let's see. I had a whole bunch of comments. I keep getting more and more, despite how many times I've covered this topic, I keep getting more and more people wondering why I hate Newer. People are going, man, you hate Newer. You're just always shitting on Newer. And I mean, some of my, more popular videos on Newer are me reviewing. Let's do this. Maybe that'll help. Reviewing the worst of their products. But I mean, I have a lot of products that I like. I mean, these desk mount arms. I mean, I think they're fine. I do have to add foam. I don't know if you can see this, but I do have to add foam right there in between the metal arms to prevent the springs from vibrating when you talk into them, because it's a suspended spring, so if you talk near it, it's going to vibrate. And so I was getting a lot of that noise, and so I had to add foam in between it, trying to dissipate that. Let's see. All right. Yep, some people saying that Always hating on Newer. I don't hate Newer. Why do I always promote Audio-Technica mics? I don't always promote Audio-Technica mics. I mean, my favorite is the Sennheiser MKH416, so I obviously don't always promote Audio-Technica. But I could see why some people might think that. I mean, yeah, a lot of the microphones that I recommend, I guess, are more in the area of Audio-Technica. I mean, this is an Audio-Technica mic. I mean, I use the Audio-Technica 2020 as like a benchmark standard. So I guess there's a little bit of, I guess there's a little bit of honesty in that criticism, but it's just like, those are the mics that I use. I mean, I don't know what you expect of me. All right. Had a lot of people asking for coaching and help in the past couple weeks. Actually, it's been this entire month. There's been a lot of people asking for help when it comes to getting into voiceover, because as we all know about the viral issue. I don't, there's been some people saying that you can't actually say the name of that particular thing, but I mean, I'm just going to avoid saying it. I don't really think that, YouTube flags all videos that do, but I'm just going to avoid saying it. And so there's been a lot of people that have been home, and so there's been a lot of people that have, approached me about, now that it's apparent that their career choice or their job didn't have as much job security as they thought, and they're not sure if they're going to be going back to work, yes, it's become, a big deal. It's become a big issue. And so they're looking at things like voiceover or working from home and stuff like that, getting into writing. And so I've been getting a lot of people been approaching me because of that. Like, hey, how do I get into voiceover? Now I'm really starting to think about voiceover as an alternative career path. And the sad truth is, I mean, really, that I don't want to say it's too late. I don't want to say that, you can't start thinking about that now. I mean, who knows how long this is going to last. But, this really should have been a thought that you had. I mean, you can't come at this from zero as of this point. If you've never even thought about voiceover, if you don't even know the first thing about getting into voiceover, and then now you're wanting to get into voiceover, it's probably not going to be the easiest thing in the world. If maybe you were already taking it, seriously, or it was a hobby, or you already have a setup and you were just doing like free auditions and stuff like that. Okay, then you could seriously like look at this and like, okay, what's the next step? How can I, take the next step and that kind of stuff? That I can easily help with. But when it comes to like going from zero, you can't do that in a matter of months. Like, you need something else. So I've been getting a lot of those kinds of approaches and emails and stuff like that. I try to help, but I can't always promise that I can. So today I was actually, and I'm gonna try to draw something, but it's I don't want to take the focus off you guys. I mean, y'all can't see what I'm drawing right now, so it's kind of pointless. I mean, I was gonna, I don't know, maybe I could, no, that'd be complicated. I was like, maybe I could do 2 videos at the same time, and like do one that's the what my screen is, and the other one that's this video, and you can play them at the same time. I don't know if that would work. That might be an interesting idea. I might try that next time if this doesn't work. I do have a new processor coming in, and that should help make doing live streams a little bit easier. So that should help. But let's go through some emails. This is something I'm going to be doing a video on, and I did do a video on something like this before. Oh wait, governor is issuing an Executive order. Oh, I didn't even get to read that. Let's go to this. Okay. The governor is issuing an executive order to reopen Texas businesses. Okay, that's nice. That's good. Obviously with, caution. Obviously with caution. But, if they think that, we can get back to at least 80%, 75 to 80% business, then that's good. I mean, my thing hasn't changed. But for you guys, like, yeah, that's good. Yeah, I haven't been keeping up with that too much, but sounds like good news. What do you guys think? Do y'all think that we should open up, or do y'all think that we should stay locked down? Let me know. Let's see. Back to the emails. You know what? I can't wait. I can't wait until this is all over so I can stop getting emails, texts, phone calls, and Facebook messages asking me if I'm okay from people that won't respond, hadn't responded to any of my emails, comments, or messages before now. Like people that had tried to like keep in communication and then just like would never reply to anything, and then all of a sudden are like, "Are you okay? Is everything all right?" Just stop. Calm down. Yes, I'm fine. By the way, how's your kid who I tried talking to you about and you just didn't respond for like 2 years? How's your new year? How's your 2-year-old newborn child? Is he doing okay? All right, good. All right. So one of the questions that has been reoccurring, and this is part of the whole people getting into voiceover more now because of the situation, was finding good demo scripts. And I think I talked about this in the last live stream, but I don't remember. And I tried looking up some websites or some resources or some good rules of thumb to find really, really good audition scripts. Or not audition scripts. I mean, there's tons of really good audition scripts, but find good demo scripts. I couldn't find any. I couldn't find any that would be unique enough and with enough variety that you, as a person going on the website, would have enough to choose from to find the ones that best suit you. I couldn't find a single website, especially when it comes to character work. A lot of people are asking for demo scripts when it comes to character work, and I don't think there's a single website. I tried. I looked for you guys, and I couldn't find anything. But I am working on something for all of you, for all of my subscribers, for all the viewers, and anyone else who needs help. I am writing up some, they're not really demo scripts, but they are sample scripts that would help me help you create demo scripts. And what they are is there's going to be a variety of characters, styles, performances, the styles of reads. These are all unique scripts that I'm writing. And they are going to be ones that, let's say you need a demo. You need a demo script. You come to me and I will send you all of these and you will record every single character that's in every single one. And it's a very wide range of characters. Then you'll send back the audio files, and then based on that, it'll tell me what kind of scripts to write for you. Based on your level of performance on each one of these characters, which ones, which characters and which reads and which, interpretation was easiest for you. And then it would help me, because I don't think there ever is or ever should be a website where you can just go click download a PDF and then record your demo, because you'll end up having a demo that's exactly the same as other people, and that is very much counterproductive to character work. So I don't think there is or ever will be or ever should be a website where you can just go and download a demo script. So I'm trying to come up with something that would make it easier for me to help you guys create demo scripts. and create demos just in general. But it's something I'm still working on. I'm also working on a kind of a character voice acting course. I guess it'd be a course that would have some of these scripts in there as well as part of the whole thing. So I'm working on some stuff for you guys because I've gotten so many questions and so many requests for help that I legitimately can't find resources or can't give a one answer for everybody. But I'm trying to help you guys out. So that was something that had been happening. Then there was a couple people who don't have closets or don't have rooms or don't have places that they can set up, a voiceover space. And I have a video of showing how to put up a voiceover studio that isn't in a closet or isn't you're not making a booth. You're setting up something in a corner of a room, just an open room with nothing on the walls around the room, but you're setting up something in the corner. So I do have that video, but there's some people that have, again, incredibly unique situations that I'm like, wow. that. So there's one person, I'm not going to say their name, but there's one person that says the only quiet place he can record is his garage, and it has like just drywall and that kind of stuff and just metal ceiling, and I'm like, that's the only place you can record? So I'm trying to come up with something that's more of a, something that you could make, something that you could put together that you could set in any location, that would still be decent audio. So I'm trying to come up with something with that. And again, that's incredibly, I guess, time consuming, but it's just incredibly specific and incredibly, because trying to come up with something like a studio or a booth that would help everyone that's a lot. That is that is a lot of work. That is a lot of, because I got to think in a lot of different scenarios that would work in. But anyway, you guys have any questions or just want to say hi? Go for it. Let me take a drink real quick. My voice has been killing me. Been doing a lot of late night recordings, sometimes all the way until like 9 in the morning, because my upstairs neighbor likes playing loud music, and sometimes it'll go on for literally 24/7. I mean, when they first moved in, it was literally every single day and all hours of the day. And I think they would just fall asleep with loud music playing. And I'm like, how is it possible, dude? And normally I don't care what kind of music you listen to. It doesn't matter. If your bass is so high, though, that you're knocking stuff off that shelf and you're invading my room like a poltergeist, it's too loud, okay? It's too loud. And so for a while, there was some of my clients that actually had to do voiceover with a dynamic handheld microphone, just because I was like, I can't wait for this person to freaking stop, because I've already sent them, a message. I've already, tried to talk to them, and I've already, told the landlord and all this kind of stuff. It's just been going crazy. So I don't know. Sometimes you just got to deal with stuff. And, if that means that I got to stay up until 9 in the morning to get stuff done, I'll just stay up until 9 in the morning to get stuff done. What else? So, okay. They're coming in. Let's look for... Wow. Okay, there's been a lot of people try to ask... Howdy! There's been a lot of people try to ask me to do reviews of microphones. Or, no, not microphones. What was it? Just, those products. Just reviewing products. Because that's... just because I review microphones doesn't mean it's a product review, channel. But there was one person that was wanting me to do kids' watches. Just colorful kids' watches, and hearing aids. So yeah, every demographic, just like all the way to the youngest child to the oldest person. And I was like, that's not what I do. It's absolutely not. I actually have a copy and paste email that I now send to people, just because I've gotten so many garbage and just not worth my time emails like that. If good ones come up that I think you guys would be, benefit from learning about, then I'll say yes. But most of it is just terrible. Most of it is garbage. All right. Let's see. Who do we got? I wish it would tell me who I had, Oh, there we go. It doesn't tell me who's viewing. I really wish it would. I don't know if that's good. Actually, that might be creepy. I'm just stalking everybody that chimes in. Oh. Why did that not pop up last time? All right. Let's see. There was something else. Where's my phone? Oh. That is my phone. I'm looking all over my phone. That is my phone. I use my iPad. An idiot. Freaking idiot. Oh, my left eye has been twitching like crazy. I don't know if it's not going to do it right now. Of course not. But my left eye has been twitching like crazy, like nonstop. Is that a bad thing? Is that a bad thing? It's not the right eye. You see that? Non-stop. It's starting to concern me. I'm probably dying. Let's see. I've been on this channel for a while. I can't think of any more stuff to talk about without it being questions that have been addressed. I've covered a lot. I mean, without doing reviews, I don't know if there's anything else to talk about when it comes to voiceover. Is there? Because I mean, like, I'm only confident in giving advice up to the point that I'm at. I mean, people ask me questions that are, about how to get beyond where I'm at, and I'm like, dude, if I knew that, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be talking to you. I don't want to be rude, but all right. Nope, that takes computer. Dialogue for demos. Oh, there it is. Now you probably can't hear him. Probably if it gets a little louder, you will be able to. Boop. All right. Oh, why'd that just... For some weird reason, that just got turned off. Didn't even see y'all's questions. All right. Yes, Nadine, I know you're still here. You'll never leave. That's not a bad thing. I'm not being rude. I'm just saying. So, why not just start a numbered series on voiceover startups? What? Why not just start a numbered series on voiceover startup? What do you mean? Be more specific. Leave that down in the comment as well. That way you could have a linear path. I mean, going from like step 1 to like step whatever as far as like getting into voiceover. Because I actually basically have that. I have a full 52 video playlist for voiceover basics for getting into voiceover. And it literally starts, let's see what it starts with. Oh, hello there. Forehead 096 airplane land strip. Wow, that is a YouTube title. That is a long name. Let's see. Hey, dude. Hope you've been well. Yes, I've been good. Smiley face back. What about technique? Depends on technique of what. Technique is kind of something that's it's harder thing to talk about in some videos. You know, I've already talked about like mic placement technique, or technique as far as like getting into character work, but anything as far as like performance technique, that's way too specific. That needs a little bit more one-on-one with the people, which I'd much rather do. I'd much rather do one-on-one. Let's see. Yeah. Can I copy and paste this? I probably can. Boop. I don't know if you can hear that. You probably can't, but I can. I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones. Feel it in my bonals. Bonacles? Bonacles? All right, there's the playlist. That is basically my complete beginner's guide to getting into voiceover. And I keep adding to it every now and then when when I make a new video that I feel like belongs in the basics. And it basically starts with what is voiceover, how to know if you're ready, treatment, different microphones, all the most popular websites, acoustic foam, all this kind of stuff. I go over a lot of the basics in there. So unless there's a question or a topic that someone has, or someone watches the playlist and goes, I think this is missing, I don't know what else to add to it, but that's basically That's basically the step-by-step stuff that I have. And again, it's all free. I know a lot of people do live streams and they just like promote stuff. They're like, hey, go buy my book, or go buy our album, or, go this and that. It's like, no, all my stuff is free. It's always going to be, it's online, it's free. My videos, free. The only thing would be like more one-on-one. Are you open to doing some one-on-one coaching? Yes, I'm always open to doing one-on-one coaching. I think Greg here can testify to that. Basically, email me in FunnyGuyTimmy@gmail.com. Seems to be most predominantly used as my coaching and voiceover questions email. And basically, if you need help with something that I can help you with via email without having to have a Skype session, it doesn't cost anything. And I get to every single one of these. So far, I've gotten to every single email, and I've never left anyone hanging. But I can't promise that it'll be immediate. Sometimes it may be the next day. Sometimes it might be by the end of the week. But I will get to it. It just may take a little bit of time. So what I'll often do is someone asks for help, and I will, ask them some questions like their situation. Do they have a microphone? Have they had training before? Like, go over the basics, find out where they're at. And then if they have an audio sample or a demo or any kind of resources, then I'll listen to that. And then, evaluate that. There's been some people that have come to me asking for help and advice, and I've listened to their demo, and I'm like, you just need to post this places. You just need to, post this on every website that you can get, and you just need to, go to, the basic, websites and, do auditioning as long as it's free. And for the most part, that's, that was it. That's really all they needed. They weren't sure if they were ready. Okay. I'm not sure if I have any glaring issues. I get regular work. I'm just curious about an opinion from a veteran's. Oh, yeah. Just email me. Yeah. Just email me. I'll gladly, easily give whatever. There we go. Whatever advice that I can. Yeah. Just send me your demos or anything that you're having issues with. Every now and then, some people will send things like they did an audition and they thought they did really, really well, and they just didn't get they didn't get the role, and they want to know, if there was anything wrong with their audition technically, and so they'll send me, their audition, and I'll review it. Now sometimes it's kind of hard to gauge that kind of thing because I don't know what's in the head of the person who was hosting the audition. I don't know what voice they had in mind, but sometimes, yeah, it can be a technical issue. Maybe it was overcompressed, maybe it was peaking, maybe it was too quiet, maybe it was the wrong format, stuff like that. So, yeah, I easily do evaluations. Oh, I don't get casting call. How do you make my... I don't get... Oh, okay. I don't get casting call. Like castingcallclub.com or castingcall.club. I guess that's what it is. How do you make money? PayPal? Never got paid working there. Just wondering how it works. The website, Casting Call Club, is just a connection site. It would be more... I think it'd be more relatable to things like Craigslist a little bit more than things like voices.com or Fiverr. It is a place where people post their demos, it's a place where people post job opportunities, and then it's a place where people can, audition. The whole getting paid, that's between you and the person. The website itself, and this is also slightly to their detriment. This is also slightly to their kind of downfall, that they don't actually make any money technically off the website. They want to post it as a free website, and it still technically is a free website, but because it's a free website and because they're not taking royalties, the website quality and service isn't climbing as high as I really wish it would, and it's not getting as much notice as I wish it would, which means they're not putting as much money into marketing the website as they could, because there's really just not that much money that's coming in. I mean, there are some things that you can buy as services or features on the website, I think, but not enough people are buying that stuff, and so they're just not making that much money. There's really not profitable. Okay. Okay, you ever try Voice Bunny? I like getting paid for auditions. Pretty cool. Yes, I've tried Voice Bunny. I don't like Voice Bunny. And that's not to say that Voice Bunny is bad, okay? I know some people that are good at Voice Bunny as far as auditioning and staying regular. You have to stay regular on the website. If you don't log in and you don't audition for a period of time, I don't remember how long it is. I think it's like a week or 2 weeks or something like that. They will basically turn your profile off so you don't even get noticed. And that is incentive for people to continue activity and to stay active and stuff like that. But it's not... I don't really like that kind of, you have to be on a website every day or bye. I don't really like that kind of thing, because not every website is going to have a job opportunity for you all the time. I do character work. I do video game, I do cartoon, I do anime, I do all that kind of stuff. I don't really do long form narration. I don't do narration. I don't do commercial. I don't do audiobook. There's a lot of stuff that I don't do. I do a little bit of commercial. Some people come to me and they, but I don't audition for it. And it's mostly just because it's something that I don't really get and I understand. I look at a commercial narration script and I don't understand it as well as I do video game, or as well as I do, you know, cartoon or animation or comedy or parody or whatever. So it's not something that I actively pursue. And Voice Bunny is almost entirely commercial narration. Same thing with voices.com and voice123. Those websites, and Bidalgo, those websites are basically, that's like 99% of their stuff. And so when it comes to those websites, I don't go on there very often. Maybe I'll go on there maybe once a week, maybe twice a week, but I'm not active on there. And that's because I know that there's no point in me auditioning for the majority of the stuff that's on these websites, because the majority of the stuff that's on these websites are not aimed at me. They're not for my skill set. I swear they wear cowboy boots. There's no way they don't wear cowboy boots. But so it's not aimed towards me. It's not intended for me. It's not marketed to me. All that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to be on it all that much. But it's still a place that I can go and put a demo. On Voice123, I have my demo. I haven't auditioned in years, but I still get people sending me private auditions. I don't have a membership. I don't have a paid membership. I can't audition. But people still see my demos and send me private auditions. So I still want I want a website that, if it's not tailored towards me, that I can still have my demo up for the off chance that someone who does come there who is looking for my kind of service can still find me. And Voice Bunny is not designed that way. And I don't like that kind of, yeah, you're not going to be every day? Bye. I don't like that. So, not a fan. Long-winded explanation, but not a fan. Did I already do a video on Voice Bunny? I think I did. Did I not? Let me down below. I don't know how to say your name, but Ronald Montgomery? I'm going to say Ronald Montgomery. I hope that's right. Howdy. Let's see. What were the other questions? Okay. My application audition was rejected due to background noise on Voice Bunny. Yay! Got it right. Voice Bunny. Yeah. Voice Bunny is very... I'd say away from Voice Bunny. Okay, so... and I think I talked about this on the last live stream. If I go on Google and I search popular terms, or it's like an advanced search, and you search Fiverr versus compared to voice.com versus, compared to, this and that, and it'll show you which websites are getting the most clicks, which websites are getting the most views and the most traffic. Voice Bunny is really low down. It's really, really far down there. Voices.com is still pretty high up. There's been some months where Fiverr will actually beat Voices.com, and then some where Voices.com will actually beat Fiverr. Those are the two most popular, so they're obviously going to be really high up. Voice Bunny is nowhere. It's very low. I think it's below Bidalgo. So if you're going to be active on it and you like getting paid for the auditions and you can keep up with that, even if you don't get the work, it's still a great place to practice and to get into more voiceover. But I would say eventually, as your career builds, it will start to kind of move very far down on the list of priorities. So don't worry about getting rejected on Voice Bunny. It's hard to pass the quality. Yeah, it is. I remember you get a game dev market. Still there? They're really nice people. Yeah, I still have my stuff on Game Dev Market because it's kind of like, okay, so that's basically like my audiobook kind of thing, because it was a lot of work for a long period of time, over a couple days to do the Game Dev Market stuff. And then I posted on Game Dev Market and then stopped worrying about it. And I just walked away. It's a finished product. People can continue buying it. and then I'll just keep making money over time. So it's a lot of work to make money gradually over time, rather than, you know, doing just one gig, one role. And the good thing about doing game dev market is that, so I have it in the zip files that I sell on game dev market, my contact information. And it says, if you need more lines based on this voice type or voice character or whatever, contact me. And there's been some people that have contacted me. There was one that I actually did recently that is on Steam. I think it's the last, what is it? Till the Last Plane. I think that's what it's, Until the Last Plane. It's on Steam, and it's one that I did recently. And the guy bought one of my game dev things, and then he came to me. He was like, hey, I'm looking for some more specific lines for this and this and this. And I recorded for him. I charged him, whatever the words were. And we've had a kind of a good ongoing relationship, and we communicate and stuff like that. And he eventually wanted to do some YouTube videos based on the game, and kind of do like a behind the scenes of the game. And he wanted me to do the voiceover for it, so I got even more work. And it was just because I've been so friendly and I've been so engaged with him, and just because I've been making his life so much easier, that he was like, yeah, absolutely, totally. And so that worked out. So game dev market is something that you can look into, but it's very technical. It's a lot of work for, no pay up front and maybe pay later on. You just have to be really good about it. All right, so what we got here. I get that, but Voice Bunny is still another level of product. Is still another level of product? You mean another website to work on? I guess that's what you mean. I don't know what product means. But yeah, it's another website that you can work on. So I'm not saying that you can't. Just because a website is something that I didn't have success in doesn't mean you won't. But I can only speak for my experiences. I can only do that. All right, let's see what else we got. I hate long form narration, but all I get. Maybe one day I will get the work I desire. What is the work you desire? Or be over here, I guess. Yes, it'd be over there. That's probably why I register low. They have extremely high standards. As far as like audio quality, I have really high standards. I don't know if they have high standards as far as performance, but they have high standards as far as like audio quality. Kind of like, audiobook. Audiobook, when you send stuff to ACX, it has to be at least, this quality. And that's good. That is a good thing. If you're trying to find out how good your audio is, applying for Voice Bunny might be a good way of evaluating your skills and evaluate your audio quality, because if they approve you, then it might be, good enough for most other websites. Just keep that in mind. Okay. That's probably, okay. When did you transition from large online voiceover classes to a personal coach? When? That was loud. I don't know if you guys heard that. I don't know if I've ever taken an online voiceover class. I don't know. I've done one-on-one coaching with people, and I've done coaching with people that didn't help me, and they had a very similar format and they had a very similar style. And then I've had some coaching with people that are professional and were really, really good, and I absolutely loved working with them. And what I got from that experience, what I got from being coached by these people years ago, was the ones that were bad had a cookie cutter format, and they were very strict on their time. You could never go over. So they had basically a copy and paste way of coaching. And then they had, very strict time. And there was one, I'm not going to say his name, but he's a guy that I actually kind of more or less work with off and on, that, when the time came, even if I was in mid conversation, in mid sentence, he would be like, "Time's up, we got to stop." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then the thing was over. And I took that with me, and I was like, if I ever coach people, I'm never doing that. I'm absolutely never doing that. I'll shoot myself if I ever do that. And so for many years, I didn't want to do coaching. Not because I don't like coaching and I don't like helping people. I didn't want to do coaching because I didn't know if my advice and my skills were up to a point where they could actually benefit others on a one-on-one way. And it wasn't till someone, I don't remember who the first person was, they kept emailing me and kept emailing me and kept emailing me, really, really wanting me to coach them. They'd seen all my videos, and they were a subscriber for many years, and I eventually was like, okay. And I didn't charge them. I didn't say anything up front, but they sent me PayPal money, just whatever they felt like afterwards. And then they came back and they told me that what had changed in their life and the fact that they were actually getting work now because of how I'd helped them. And I was like, okay, I guess maybe I can help some people. And then another person came up, and it kept going. And then eventually I was like, okay, I'm a coach. It's not that I object the idea of being a coach. It's just that there have been so many terrible voiceover coaches that I never want to fall in that category. There's a lot of voice actors there's a lot of coaches who are not voice actors. They're coaches, first and foremost. And what I mean by that is there are people who will they don't make their money from voice acting. They make their money from coaching. And I don't like that. Anyone that you get coaching from needs to be someone that's actually making the money doing voiceover. The majority of their money cannot be from coaching. It's kind of some people do and some people teach kind of thing. And, I don't post openly. I don't have a website just for coaching. I don't, post advertisement for my coaching. But if people, approach me and email me, ask for questions, and they want a one-on session, yes, I do have that. Let's see. There's the music. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's driving me crazy. It's a low bassy thing, and I think I have the low bass turned down on the mixer, so maybe you guys can't hear it. Okay. Think he finally has gotten sick of people misleading people. They lie to a lot of them, I guess. Me? You're talking about me in that one? I think you're talking about me. Because, yes, I'm tired of a lot of people lying to people. Just in general. Product being voiceover. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, there's voiceover work to be had on Voice Bunny. Video games. I know it's very well. Oh, I know it very well. I'm willing to make my voice raw if I have to. Don't shoot for that. Because, okay, so if you do a whole day of screaming, it's basically 2 days of getting your voice back. Maybe 1 day if you don't talk the whole day, taking lots of shower, drinking lots of tea with honey, and, you're really taking care of your throat for 1 day, you might be good to go the following day. But if you rip your throat raw, doing a lot of screaming, it takes a while to really recover. You don't think of how fragile your voice is till you rip it. So don't just lean into that. It's good that you'd be willing to, but there are ways of screaming without completely ruining your throat that still sounds like screaming and not like that withheld yell. That, oh no, we're gonna die, like that kind of thing. There's so many demos and so many auditions that I get that's the screaming. That's not screaming. There's projecting, which is from down low, and then there's screaming, which is from here. A lot of animes, they'll have a combination of both. They'll normally have like a lot of projecting, but then when they get to like the screaming, that's genuine screaming. So go watch your favorite animes or those kind of cartoons, and listen very, very carefully. There's some they do sound different, and they're used for very specific things. So maybe I'll do a breakdown of it. Maybe I'll do a review video at some point. Okay, so that's my desired field is voiceover. I have head coaching with Bill DeWeese. Bill DeWeese is great. As far as like specifically video game, there's no website that I can think of that is predominantly video game. There's no website that you could go and audition on that is going to have a lot of video game work. Maybe voices.com, but that's a pay to play service. And if you're just getting into voiceover, or if you're not at pro level, I don't recommend it. So I guess the castingcallclub.com or castingcall.club, I guess, does have a lot of video game work that you could find. It's not as common as the machinimas or the fan dubs and stuff like that, but it is there. You can find a little bit of it. And so that is one place that we're, if you find anything, it's going to be character based. So that's one website where it would be character based. The only other idea that I can think of is obviously Fiverr, and then posting a demo, a video game voiceover demo on there, and that way. Other than that, I can't think of anything. Maybe there will be something in the future when voiceover becomes more and more prevalent and more needed, and more people need specific voiceover services, that they might narrow it down to one website just being video game. But as of right now, there's nothing like that. So you're still gonna have to be searching. I'm not. Let's not forget natural talent. Okay, yeah. Should specify. Oh, okay, should specify. I have. I don't know why it's that. I don't get it. I don't get YouTube Live. I don't get it. You should specify. I've had voiceover training with Deweese. He's good, but not in my desired field. Hence why I'm here. LOL. Bonus, you play video games too. Yes. The reason I actually have a Let's Play channel, started playing video games, is because there was a couple years where I didn't watch movies, I didn't hang out with friends, I didn't play video games, I didn't do a lot of stuff. It was just work. It was just I had a day job, and then when I came home, it was all voiceover, and then it would be all stand-up comedy on the weekends. And I enjoy doing all those things, but I never really got to relax because it was all of that was technically work. So I wanted to start, getting back into playing video games so that I would, have a day to relax because it is necessary. It is important to relax and calm down and be with family and watch movies. And because even though we love what we do, even though we love doing voiceover, we love working, and it's a good thing to constantly want to work and be active. You need to calm down. You need to unwind and you need to relax because it will start to wane on you. You don't want to get to a point where you're looking at your list of voiceover and not being excited anymore. And you're like, oh, this shit again. You never want to get to that point. So, I'm trying to think of someone who's done a lot of video game. I may do a list of people to look into for coaching on that outside of me, maybe. Can't think of anyone right now. Bill DeWeese is really, really good for the generals and basics. Bill DeWeese has done video game work a little bit, but he doesn't really showcase it. He doesn't really talk about it a lot because he was just like, they just had me come in, I did a thing, and then that was it. So I think Bill DeWeese basically looks at character work the same way I look at commercial narration. Character work's not his thing. Video game work's not his thing, but people have come to him to do it, and then he'll obviously do it. Same thing with me and commercial narration. It's not my thing. It's not my strength, but people come to me, and yes, I will do it. So, don't make living off just voiceover work, right? Casting Call Club, yep, I like it. Short things. I like it. Short things. Is that a jab at me? Is that a jab at me? Short things? I see what you're doing. Okay, thanks games may be lacking for a while. Yeah, it's going to be lacking for a while. With all the delays, I mean, why he did... Yeah, he did, like, Lego games. Oh, Deweese, right? You're saying Deweese? Yeah, he did something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was. I don't have his resume in front of me. But as far as, okay, if you're just getting into voiceover, you're going to have to take on work you don't want. That is the bad news. You're going to have to really get into doing, the grunge work. There were many, many years when I was not doing any character work, when I was not doing any video game work and that kind of stuff, and people were just coming to me for commercial and narration and audiobook and all that kind of stuff. There weren't even auditions that I could find, and I was just doing the radio spots, like everything other than character work. And it's still good to take on those kind of jobs. Obviously, for doing, number one, you get better at your craft. You get better at your studio. You get more practice in reading. There's a lot of people who just, don't read that much. I mean, we don't read that much anymore. We have things read stuff to us. We don't read long sentences. And so taking on character commercial work and narration, radio spots and audiobook is still beneficial. You can still benefit from it. And so I would say don't just try to get away from it until the work that starts coming to you without you trying starts leaning in more and more towards the character work. And that's what happened to me. I started doing more and more of just all the work and put more and more focus on my character demos and my character acting. And eventually, from the character work that I did do and the performances I did give them and putting those in my demo reel, more and more people saw that. It became more prevalent. That's what I was known for. And then I started getting more of that work naturally. Not so much of like auditioning and stuff like that, but more of just, people noticing that I was good at it. What site would you say is the best for getting work in e-learning? Ooh. E-learning. I've been getting a lot of e-learning auditions and e-learning projects on Voice123 and Voice Realm, and what's the other one? Voice Realm, Voice123. Where are they? I got all of them up here. Nope. That one. What is this one? I have so many websites that I'm on or have my demos on. There's really not all that many websites that I actually actively participate in. No, not that one. What is this one? Maybe they just changed up their website. Yeah, those ones. I get that kind of work all the time, or notices all the time, and auditions quite frequently on those websites. But if you post a really good demo on Fiverr, you'll get a good amount of that work on Fiverr, because there's a lot of people looking for e-learning or whiteboard narration or long form, narration on Fiverr, because fewer and fewer people are posting that kind of stuff on Fiverr. Fewer and fewer people want it. So as far as if there's one website, there's no one website, I don't think. No short things. Oh, no short things. A few lines, regular, $5 for a few lines. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Good. I read for years, thanks to YouTube and Twitch. Oh, right. Because you're doing the thing that I'm doing. You're reading. But I mean, like, reading a novel is different than reading texts, because people leave text and it's always like shorthand or very short or misspelled. But when you read like a novel that's properly written or has that kind of novella flow, it's very different. And it's something that, like, if I was to read Moby Dick, I would lose my mind. It's not a format that I'm used to reading. So my favorite audiobooks are in that format, or in that kind of old English or old pronunciation or old flow, but not something that I actively read all that much. See here, I rarely audition. He keeps reading no short things. And I will continue to read that. So, are you on cocaine? No. If I was on cocaine, you would lose your mind. I'm just very active. I'm a very hyperactive person. I've never done drugs. I don't know why I said it like that. I've never done drugs. But I don't know. There's very few people who've ever seen me drunk. I've only ever been drunk 2, maybe 3 times in my entire life. But I have been trying. I've been thinking about doing something like that, maybe for like a charity live stream. Something that torturing myself would be worth it. But no, I don't do drugs. There's no alcohol in my apartment. There's no alcohol in my house. I rarely drink. Never done cocaine. And this is fun. I'm going to go on a little tangent for a second. I hope that's okay with everybody. But I'm actually allergic to weed. And when I was doing my podcast with a whole bunch of stand-up comedy friends a long time ago, years ago, and some of them, they wouldn't smoke in my house. You know, they would be respectful, but they would come in just reeking of marijuana. And even just the smell, my windpipe would start to close up and I wouldn't be able to talk and hardly breathe for the next, day. And I would have like just congestion and my throat would be red. And so I went and actually talked to a doctor, which was the weirdest conversation I'd ever had with a doctor. It's like, hey, is it possible for someone to be allergic to weed? And he was like, I'm not giving you a prescription. I don't care. I don't care what this is. I don't care for this. I don't care. I don't care for this. And he's like, no. Like, I have friends who smoke. He's like, yeah, friends. I was like, no, I'm just wondering. Eventually did a blood test and he was like, oh yeah, you're allergic to weed. And I was like, yeah, that's what I was saying. And so, yeah, I just stay away from it. So, anyway. Okay. Hence the eye twitch. Maybe. That's more just because my upstairs neighbor just playing music nonstop, being really, really loud. I'm just like, coffee is nice though. I'm not a coffee drinker either. I'm not a coffee drinker. There's only one thing that I like at Starbucks, and that's the vanilla bean frappuccino or something like that. Other than that, I'm not a coffee drinker. I hate the smell of it. I hate the taste. It tastes like burnt beans. That's it. I know there's some people that love it. I hate it. I just don't like it. I'm sorry. I'm weird. Ouch. Tim is great. Just a random thing. You're funny. I'm subscribing. Good. Thank you. I'm glad. I've subscribed BMX. I don't do BMX. I'm not a BMX biker. So, all I really do is smoke weed and sniff coke. LOL. Well, that's gonna get in the way of the voiceover. Sorry, but that's really gonna affect the voiceover hardcore. That is very much going to ruin your throat, and I don't know, maybe make you lazy. I don't know anything about drugs. Are there any books or videos you would recommend on learning how to properly acoustically treat a space? I don't recommend books because voiceover is an audio thing. So I recommend videos more than anything, because then you get to see what it is, see how they do it, and then hear what it sounds like, especially when they do the before and after. Copy and paste this again. I actually have quite a few videos on treatment in my voiceover playlist, beginner's voiceover playlist. There is some really good videos from Mike Delgadio, my father. He's got a lot. I'd say he's probably got the best videos on that for voiceover, because he's covered a lot of ground and a lot of different types of treatment. He built a whisper room. He built his own box. He even has a video on treating a bathroom, like actually acoustically treating a bathroom, and it's really, 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 really good. It's really, really good. So yeah, definitely, look into his if you're not looking at my playlist. So, okay. Wow, these are going fast now. He did a video on treatment. I can't go into the booth in the morning without at least 2 cups of coffee. You have an addiction. Seek help. Your family is worried about you. We wish you all the best. Godspeed, Santa Maria. Teaches you how to make a space cheaply. Who does? Me? Mike? I don't know who, but probably Mike. I mean, I think the cheapest I was able to do it was $250. I don't know if you can do it cheaper than that. It was like $200 to $300 was like the cheapest I was able to make a booth or a corner or a studio that you'd actually be able to record and make money in. I don't think I could do it for cheaper. I don't think so. It was really, really tough. All right. My favorite is Cal Paul. Who's Cal Paul? I don't know who that is. Or what that is. I don't know if it's a what or a who. Same Ron. There are tons of videos on YouTube. Yes, tons. Is Timmy your real name? It's Timothy, but I've always gone by Timmy, and I have no reason to not go by Timmy. Because I know tons of people go by Tony or Tommy, and I'm like, what's Timmy different? Because it's got 2 E's in it? Got 2 E sounds? Yeah, when I was first making my website, I just put in FunnyGuyTimmy. It was the first thing that popped into my head, and it was available because I hated the idea of putting numbers at the end, and I've never changed it, and it just became my marketing kind of thing. There was no reason. There was no reason. Other than the fact that there was 3 Y's. Funny guy, Timmy. Mike is the man. He is the man. I spent 6 months or so researching on all this. Thank you. My pleasure. I recommend Mike Russell to help people learn to edit easier. Mike Russell. Sounds familiar. I probably have watched some of his videos. I don't remember who that is. Cal Paul is drug for baby teething pain. What is happening on the chat right now? What are you talking about? What does that even mean? As far as treatment, so you can find a lot of videos on the generals and the basics that will help you out a lot. But there's no video that's going to help you specifically with your situation. Perfectly, 100%. It probably will get you probably 90% of the way there, but there's always going to be that little bit that you're going to have to learn and tweak and develop. Like, for example, I'm a short guy, and the space that I record in is probably has an 8-foot ceiling, and so there's lots of head space. So there's lots of headroom. And when I first set up the booth, you can go watch the video, which is in the playlist. It's like an hour and a half long of me showing uncut, me putting the studio together. And because of the tall ceiling, there was a lot of bass because there was so much extra room. So I actually had to, because I watch a lot of people just put the closets together that way that I did at first. But then there was so much headroom. And because I do a lot of screaming and a lot of variety of voices, I had to get rid of that tube sound, and so I actually had to create a big wooden bass trap to hang over me to bring the ceiling down closer to me. So it's now more like, I don't know, like a 6.5-foot ceiling, like from the floor up to where that is, and it sounds a whole lot better. So no matter what video you watch, you're going to have to do some specific tweaking to you. And if you can't figure out what the problem is, that's when you're going to have to ask somebody for help. And maybe those people online, the videos that you watch, you'll be able to ask them. If not, you can email me, which should be in the... Yeah. My email is down in the video description. Okay. If you're just starting, just start with a hobo fort. I know what you're talking about, but I've never heard anyone call it a hobo fort. But yeah, basically a tent. Oh, someone's comment just got rejected. Let's see what this looks like. Can I see it? Why can't I see it? I want to see what horrible thing you reported. Put user in time. Why are these options? No, I wanted to see what it was. I wanted to see what you were saying. Jonathan P. But anyway, yeah, you can get a whole bunch of quilts and blankets and set up, you know, in a little corner and basically just make a tent over you with really thick blankets, and that's the majority of the work. The idea is that the heavy blankets are going to catch some of that vibration, and they're going to shake and absorb it, and then the thickness of the blankets is going to prevent sound from getting out or sound from getting in. And that's just the basics of acoustics. So that'll help most people starting out. That's what my first voice over space was, and that's definitely going to be yours for most people. If you have a spare closet, use that. Yes, obviously. Closets are normally on the interior of the house or apartment. I have a problem, which is this wall, which is right here. That entire wall, right out, just on the other side of that wall is the outside. There's no, you know, other apartments. There's no extra space. It's just straight out there, and that's where a lot of kids play. And my closet is right there, and so some days there's just time I can't record. That just happens sometimes. All right. Acoustic cloud. Oh, talking about the treatment, I guess. I don't know what you're referring to, but maybe hold a pin on that. Anthony Pica calls it. Anthony Pica calls it a hobo fort. Okay. I've heard the term before. I just didn't know if that was like a common thing. But if Anthony Pica is saying it, then it's a common thing. I've been dying to do a live stream with him, but I guess he's really busy. Jonathan P. Why was your comment rejected? Retracted. Were you saying anything earlier? I don't know. Maybe he was just being vicious. I do have a few phrases that are not okay. So, I don't know. All right, well, whatever. Acoustic cloud. All right, you know what? Fine, I'll look this up. What the heck are you talking about? Either leave that on the comment section below or there. Comment section there. It's flipped on here. Acoustic cloud. Is that a thing? Boop. Oh, are these panels? What is this? Acoustic ceiling clouds. Oh my goodness. What is this? Very interesting. I've never even heard of this. Never heard of this. Oh. Yeah, that's kind of like what I made. Yeah, it's kind of like what I made. That kind of bass trap thing. Oh, it's very interesting. Learn something new every day. I don't want to watch their video, but yeah, someone doing the exact same thing. Had to use some when I made my booth. I mean, yeah, you could have. I mean, you could have made your own. You know, definitely don't have to buy it. I think it's cheaper to get rock wool from Home Depot than to buy something that's finished and then just wrap it in canvas, like painter's canvas, which is really, really cheap that you can get at like a lot of places. Just go to the paint section, be painter's canvas, which is kind of like a burlap, I guess, and then just adhesive spray, fold that in, and then it's really light, and you can just dangle it, and then yeah. I made a whole bunch for another room, but I recorded the video, but the video didn't turn out all that well. It was all blown out. You couldn't see what else I was looking at. It was all blurry, and so I just threw that away. But if I make some more, then I'll do another video of that. Who was your favorite voice actor from cartoons? Oh, God. It's a tough one. That is a tough one. I would say that the people that I like the most, Mel Blanc is kind of an obvious answer, and I don't mean that in any kind of disrespect. Just because, I mean, he is the guy that made doing voiceover what it is today. He is the one that, you know, made creating characters and creating voices and keeping them consistent and making them entertaining and engaging and making them feel like real people, even though they were cartoons. You know, so, you know, an art. He made that an art. And I would definitely say he's in the list. When I did Daffy Duck for College Humor, which was one of the first auditions that I landed on voices.com, it was a long time ago. I had to go look up Mel Blanc and the guy that took over for Mel Blanc doing Daffy Duck after he did it. I can't remember the guy's name, but they had two different ways of doing Daffy Duck, and I kind of honed in onto the similarities and what they had in common and kind of the key elements of Daffy Duck. So I learned a lot from Mel Blanc over the years, because every time I had to go like do research on how to do something or get into character, he always pops up. So I'm just gonna say him because he's there. He's always gonna be there. I wouldn't say he's my absolute favorite, and I think it's impossible to say absolute favorite. There is. I'm gonna look up the guy's name, because I have a list of favorite voice actors, but I don't know where the list is. James Arnold Taylor, that's one. James Arnold Taylor is definitely up there, because I actually had kind of a nice back and forth with James Arnold Taylor. Very temporary, but very nice back and forth. Very lovely guy. And, you know, he also does these live shows where he does impressions and he does interviews. And he's a very well-rounded actor and performer and impressionist and, you know, writer and stuff like that. Very well-rounded, very genuinely nice guy. He also has a YouTube channel that, you know, gives a lot of voiceover help and tips and stuff like that. And he does a lot of behind the scenes. So he's absolutely great. Let's see. Trying to look up the guy's name. I want to say it right because he is one of my favorites. Boop. Okay, come on. What's his name? I'm gonna hate myself for not. Nope. That's not it. Is it? Is that his name? Oh, duh, because his middle name is Horwitz. Middle name is Steven. It's Richard Horwitz. Richard Horwitz is definitely in my top 5. And I would definitely, and the reason I would say he's in there is because he's been in so many cartoons over the years that I've loved. He's been everywhere. Also, he's one of the few guys that I go to for coaching. I haven't gone to him in years. He is absolutely worth it. He was genuine and friendly, and I felt the pressure of his coaching, which was good. It was kind of, like, it was kind of like mental. It was like a mental workout. When you get like a personal fitness trainer and they run you through the gauntlet, you know, and you feel the burn and you're all tired and you're worn out and you're, you know, feeling a little bit stressed, but you know that this is how you should feel. That's kind of the feeling that I got from him. So that was really, really good. I would say a lot of the other guys, maybe more obscure. Some of them, like Philip Wilburn, who is a really close, a personal friend of mine, really cool guy. Not a lot of people know who he is, but he's also on the list. There's just a whole bunch of people on the list. people that I genuinely think are awesome. You know, I can't narrow it down to one. I'm just gonna say that I can't narrow it down to one. Mel Blanc was one. Dos Butler. Sorry, this is in the way. Yeah. Yeah, I think he's really, really good. Definitely one of the, does, I don't know. Is there a Mount Rushmore for voice actors? I think there should be a Mount Rushmore for voice actors. There really should be. Maybe he's on there. Maybe. I'd have to see who else would be on there. Mainly did Hanna-Barbera. Yep. While Mel Blanc did Warner Brothers. Yep. This is all true. Got to work with one of your favorites. I don't know if it's also exclamation point. Got to work with one of your favorites. Faves, I guess. Screaming. We're talking about the Horwitz. I guess yes. Kind of. I've never really gotten to work with them. But yeah, I got to do some coaching with one of my favorites, so that was really, really cool. There was an early appearance of You Bet Your Life. That's going way back. That's going way back. Lincoln Butler on Rushmore for sure. Okay, yeah. Rich Little? Is he a voice actor? I know he's an impressionist, and I know he's done acting, and I know he does comedy, and he does singing, and he does more live shows. I don't know if he's done voice acting. Ooh. Also, I don't know if he does any original voices. I would definitely say people that create their own voices and make those characters their own would definitely be more on the list than people who just do impressions. There you missed my faves, but that's... I missed your faves? When I miss your faves? Did I miss your faves? Are many talented actors for sure. Oh, I just didn't mention your faves. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's just kind of a complicated question to answer because I think I was more influenced by the characters than the voice actors. But that's not to say that the voice actors aren't important. We remember the characters more, and that's why we get into voice acting rather than the voice actors. Because up until recently, voice actors were kind of, nobody even knew who they were. Nobody knew, who these guys were. They were just the characters. They had no rights to, their likeness. Their faces were never seen. People didn't interview cartoon characters. Mel Blanc got interviewed, but basically after him, it was a long time before anyone even cared. They were just, oh yeah, voice actors, whatever. It's not even a fancy thing anymore. Like, yeah, sure. They're just in the background. They're in the shadows. Keep them there. So, let's see. How long has this been going on? Jesus. That's been going on for a while. Might be ending it here. See if there are any more questions. But I do want to talk about something before we head out, before we go. I need to just start writing my notes on here. And I need to figure out how to keep that from happening. I need to figure out how do I stop. There we go. How do I stop that? But I do want to, I know a lot of people are worried whether or not they're going to be going back to work. And even if you do go back, even if you had a day job and you've been doing voiceover or maybe something else at home to fill the time. You get your day job, go back to the day job. If you have the day job, go back to it. Voice acting, especially at the beginning, doesn't pay a lot. It's going to have to be a hobby for a very long time. And it isn't until once you get to a point where you're putting in very little effort and you're getting work, like you're not doing 30 auditions a day and you're getting work basically every single day. And it's getting to a point where you have to balance the day job or the voice acting, then you can move into voice acting. There's been too many people that have said they've watched my videos and they felt like just going right into voice acting, and I don't want to give people the idea that it's easy, and I don't want to give people the idea that it's going to happen in a year, and I don't want people to give up their day job, and I don't want people to put them or their families or anything like that in any kind of difficult situation. It's different if you're retired or if you're going to school and you have, a lot of free time, or if you have a small job or you live, with your parents or something like that. When you're not the sole breadwinner, you can make a little bit more, radical decisions like that. But for you, I think you might be fine. I think you might be fine. But this is really just a general message to people. I don't want people to watch my video and think that they can just immediately go into something. Really evaluate it first. Really think about it. Voiceover is a huge life decision. It's a huge change. It's a huge risk. It's a lot of stress. And even though you're at home, you're comfortably at home, you're in your own environment, you're working your own hours, it's incredibly, incredibly difficult. So make these decisions wisely. And if you need to talk to someone, you need some evaluation, you need some coaching, you want to get ready, you want to ask, do you think I'm ready? My email is down below. I have, years of experience. I can easily help you and coach you and try to get you to at least a position where you can see and evaluate that yourself. Yeah. So I know these are rough times, and I don't want people to, freak out, and I don't want people to make rash decisions, and I definitely don't want anybody to watch my videos and get the wrong idea. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Yeah, if I ever don't post a video on Saturday, I will be doing live streams like this, where you guys get to ask me questions in person. I think that's a fair trade-off. And soon I will be doing more, face cam kind of videos where people can see what I like, where I can actually show people stuff, like evaluate things and show them my screen. But as of right now, that's just not working. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Totally fine. Subscribe if you're new. And there's no bell for notification on this, is there? No, there's not. I don't know what's on live streams. I don't know, whatever. But if you need coaching, if you want help, if you want some evaluation, email. Absolutely, email. But until next time, peace. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you?